Dear friends, my name is Samiru Thakur and you can call me as Sam Sir. And my today's video is for 10th Maths, Chapter 1, Real Numbers. And in this video, we will cover exercise 1.3 of this chapter. Firstly, you must know what are rational numbers which are represented by capital Q. So the numbers such as 1/2, 2/2, 3/2, 3/4 and so on, these types of numbers which have numerator and denominator are called rational numbers. So those numbers which can be written in the form of p/q, where p is numerator and q is denominator, are called as rational numbers. Here q is not equal to 0, because if q becomes 0, then this number p/q will become infinite. So that is why q is not equal to 0, this condition is taken, because otherwise these rational numbers, they will become infinite. So an important question comes to our mind, that are 0, 1, 2 rational numbers? So 0 can be represented, 0 can also be written as 0 divided by 1. So 0 is a rational number because it can be written as 0/1. Similarly, 1 can be written as 1 divided by 1. So it is also a rational number because it is in the form of p/q. So all these numbers 0, 1, 2, etc., they are rational numbers. So it means all whole numbers, they are rational numbers. Now it means they are rational numbers. Now we will discuss what are irrational numbers. So irrational numbers which are represented by, which are denoted by q prime, or sometime also by qc, which is complement of q. So irrational numbers are those numbers which cannot be written in the form of p/q. The numbers such as square root of 2, square root of 3, square root of 5, square root of 7, square root of 8, these numbers cannot be written in the form of p/q. So these numbers are called as irrational numbers. So those numbers which can't be written in the form of p/q are known as irrational numbers. You must know that irrational numbers are basically non-terminating and non-repeating numbers. Now an important question comes to our mind, that are square root of 4, square root of 16 irrational numbers? So as we know, square root of 4 is equal to 2 and square root of 16 is equal to 4, and we know that 2 and 4, they are rational numbers. So it means square root of 4 and square root of 16, they are not irrational numbers, but they are rational numbers. So it means these are actually rational numbers. So no, they are rational. Now pi, another very important number. So is it rational or irrational? You know that this pi is sometimes taken as equal to 22 divided by 7, and 22 divided by 7, if you see it closely, it is in the form of p/q. So can we take it as a rational number? Because it is in the form of p/q. It seems that pi must be a rational number, but it is not, because the value 22/7, the value of pi is not equal to 22/7. It is approximately equal to 22/7. So that is why this number pi is not a rational number, but it is irrational number. Now we will discuss questions of this exercise 1.3, and the first question is, prove that square root of 5 is irrational. So we will prove it by contradiction. So firstly we will assume that this square root of 5 is rational, and by contradiction we will get the desired result. So let square root of 5 is a rational number. So if it is a rational number, then by definition we can write it as square root of 5 is equal to a divided by b, where b is not equal to 0. Now let a and b have a common factor other than 1, then we can divide them by the common factor. Now I am giving an example, then you can better understand it. Suppose we have number which is 2 divided by 4. So as you can see, it is a rational number, but it has common factors, and that is 2. So if we divide it by 2, both these numbers, when they get divided by 2, we will get 1 divided by 2, and now there are no common factors involved here. So in this case, these two numbers, that is 1 and 2, they don't have any common factors. So these two numbers, they are co-prime and they don't have any common factor now. So that is why firstly we assumed that square root of 5 is a rational number. We took square root of 5 is equal to a divided by b, and now if a and b have a common factor other than 1, then we are now dividing them by the common factor. And now suppose we get a new number, that is under square root of 5 is equal to p divided by q after dividing a divided by b by common factor. So this new number, that is p oblique q, must not have common factors, because we have already divided a and b by the common factor. So therefore square root of 5 is equal to p divided by q, where q is not equal to 0. And now p and q are co-prime numbers, as I have given you an example of 2 divided by 4 here. So if we shift this q toward this square root of 5, then we get under root 5q is equal to p, and now we square on both sides, then we get 5q square is equal to p square. Or we can write it as p square is equal to 5q square. So p square is equal to 5q square, we take it as equation number 1, and from this equation it is clear that p square is divisible by 5, because this p square is equal to 5q square, it means it will be divisible by 5. So if p square is divisible by 5, hence p is also divisible by 5. For example, let a number 25 which is divisible by 5. So if 25, which is a square of 5, is divisible by 5, so it automatically means that 5 will also be divisible by 5. So same concept is applied here, that if p square is divisible by 5, then p is also divisible by 5. Let p is equal to 5k. As this p is divisible by 5, so we can write p is equal to 5k, where k is an integer. So now we will square this. It means 5k square, now we will put the value of p in equation 1, and we will get 5k square is equal to 5q square. After putting this value p is equal to 5k in equation 1, we will get 5k square is equal to 5q square. Now 5k whole square is equal to 25k square, so which will be equal to 5q square. Now shifting this 5 toward this side, it will get divided. So we will get 25 divided by 5, which is equal to 5. So the equation we will get will be 5k square is equal to q square, or we can write it as q square is equal to 5k square. Q square is equal to 5k square. So we take it as equation number 2. So again it means that q square is divisible by 5 again, as we did in case of p square is equal to 5q square. We will do the same here. So it means q square is divisible by 5. So therefore q square is divisible by 5. Hence q is divisible by 5. It means p, q have 5 as a common factor. It means both p and q, they have 5 as a common factor. But it is a contradiction. Why? Because of this line, that is p comma q are co-prime. It is a contradiction. So it means this is a contradiction to the fact that both p and q are co-prime. It means what we assumed is wrong. It means what we had assumed that square root of 5 is a rational number. So our assumption is wrong. It means this square root of 5 is not rational, but it is irrational. Now move on to the next question. Second question is, prove that 3 plus 2 square root of 5 is irrational. So again we will apply the same principle of contradiction here. So we will let that 3 plus 2 square root of 5 is rational. So if it is rational, we can take it as equal to p oblique q by definition. So it means 3 plus 2 square root of 5 is equal to p oblique q, where q is not equal to 0 and where p and q are both integers. Now this 2 square root of 5, now we will shift this 3 toward this side. So what we have to do here is, we have to separate this square root term from others. We have to calculate the value of this square root term. In all these questions which will follow after this question, we will always use the same trick, that we will isolate this square root term and after that we will get result. So we are shifting this 3 towards this side. So 2 square root of 5 will be equal to p oblique q minus 3. So cross multiplying, we will get 2 square root of 5 is equal to p minus 3q divided by q. And now to isolate this square root of 5, we will shift this 2 toward this side. It will get divided here. So square root of 5 is equal to p minus 3q divided by 2q. Now we have taken p and q are integers. So it means this p is integer minus 3 multiplied by q is also integer and divided by 2 multiplied by q is again integer. So whenever integers, they are added, subtracted, multiplied or divided, the answer is always an integer. Whenever integers are multiplied, divided or added or subtracted, the answer is always integer. As we have studied in our previous classes, whenever we do addition of integers or subtraction or multiplication or division of integer, we always get it integer. So it means square root of 5 is integer. But it is a contradiction. Why? Because we already know from question 1 that square root of 5 is not a rational number but it is irrational number. So we can say that square root of 5 is irrational due to contradiction. Because square root of 5 is irrational, it means this is a contradiction to the fact that square root of 5 is irrational. So therefore 3 plus 2 square root of 5 is irrational number. So now we will move on to the next question. So next question is, prove that the following are irrationals. First part is 1 oblique square root of 2, second part is 7 square root of 5 and third part is 6 plus square root of 2. So first part, that is 1 oblique square root of 2. So let, again the same principle of contradiction, let 1 oblique square root of 2 is rational. So if it is rational, then by definition this 1 oblique square root of 2 will be equal to p by q, where q is not equal to 0 and where p and q are integers. And now we will rationalize this 1 oblique square root of 2. Why? Because we want that this square root of 2 must be in the denominator, not must be in the numerator, not in denominator. So we rationalize this 1 oblique square root of 2 so that square root term is on the numerator, not on the denominator. So by rationalizing this 1 oblique square root 2, we will get under root 2 oblique 2, because under root 2 multiplied by under root 2 is equal to 2. So it will be equal to square root of 2 divided by 2 is equal to p divided by q. So again the same principle, we will isolate this square root term. So for this we have to shift this 2 toward this side. It will get multiplied. So square root of 2 is equal to 2p divided by q. Now again p and q are integers, so it will be equal to 2 multiplied by integer divided by integer. So the answer is integer. But this square root of 2 is irrational. As square root of 5 is irrational, similarly square root of 2 is irrational. But square root of 2 is irrational. This is a contradiction to the fact that square root 2 is irrational. It means what we assumed is wrong. It means 1 divided by square root of 2 is not rational, it is irrational. Therefore, 1 divided by square root of 2 is irrational. Now let us move to the second part, that is 7 square root of 5. So now again we will assume that it is rational. So let 7 square root of 5 is rational. So by definition, this 7 square root of 5 is equal to p divided by q, where q is not equal to 0 and p and q are integers. Now we will again apply the same principle of isolating this square root term. So this square root of 5 will be equal to, we will shift 7 toward this side, will be equal to p divided by 7q. So p and q are integers. So it means it is equal to integer divided by 7 multiplied by integer. So the answer is integer. So now we know that square root of 5 is irrational. But square root of 5 is irrational. This is a contradiction to the fact that square root of 5 is irrational. So what we assumed is wrong. It means 7 square root of 5 is irrational number. Now move on to the third part, that is 6 plus square root of 2. Again the same concept, the same steps. So let us assume that it is rational number. So let 6 plus square root 2 is rational. So by definition 6 plus square root 2 will be equal to p divided by q, where p and q are integers. Now the same principle of isolating this square root term. So we will shift 6 toward this side. So square root of 2 will be equal to p by q minus 6. We will cross multiply them. So it will be equal to p minus 6q divided by q, which is equal to integer minus 6 multiplied by integer divided by integer. So the answer is always integer. Now this square root of 2 is irrational, which will be a contradiction, but square root 2 is irrational. This is a contradiction to the fact that square root of 2 is irrational. Therefore, this 6 plus square root of 2 is irrational number. Next question. So there is no any next question. So this was the last question of this exercise. So this concludes my video here.